everybody. It's Mike here. I just want to welcome you back to Mr. Cast Iron and Weekends with Mr. Cast Iron. And tonight we got a great show lined up for you. I've been looking forward to interviewing this fella. We've been talking back and forth for, oh gosh, I don't know, a month or two, seems like, maybe a little longer, but many of you know him. And so we're going to go ahead and pull him on. Hey, Bill, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How's everybody doing in the chat?
Well, let me see here. Talking about that, I need to pull that up here. Looks like we've got, wow, several people popped in here. Daddy Dutch, we got Charlie Pickles, we got Dutchy Cooking. Let's see, who else is here, man?
Jeez, everybody I'm afraid of.
Yeah, Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline. Are you getting an echo from me?
I am not.
Okay. Let's see here. Who else did I see? Grilling and Chilling with Moho. Ginger Snap Kitchen, Stephanie. So good to see everybody. Mike Baker's Barbecue popped in. Alex Bayer. Good to have you here. Hadn't seen him or her. I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. But I apologize either way. Cooking with Bobby Joe's popped in here. So good to have Bobby Joe. And, gosh, I don't know, man. Grilling and Chilling with Coleman. They just keep popping in here for you. Bud's Backyard. So anyway, good to have everybody here. And I'm Mike, Mr. Cast Iron. We got Grumpus on fire tonight. We got him in the hot seat. And Bill's his first name, in case you didn't know that. Maybe I might not should have shared that, but I did anyway. Hey, look what I got here, man. I got me a Grumpus on fire coaster.
That's a fine looking coaster you got there.
I know, man. I got a Grumpus on fire ink pen, man. I'm just uptown, just not near as crowded. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and, guys in the chat room, you pretty much know the routine here. If you have a question for Bill, be sure and just put the @ sound in front of your question, at Mr. Cast Iron. And that way it'll highlight it. I'll be able to see it here. Teresa's not with me just yet. She may be here a little bit later on. Other than that, just be sure and put 3 or 4 question marks in front of it, and maybe I'll be able to catch that too. And so we'll kind of pick Grumpus's brain a little bit. So, you know, I was kind of digging through your channel, have been for several days, several weeks actually, and I noticed that you've only been on YouTube about 3 years, or at least this channel anyway. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah. That's right. I guess I probably, before I jump out here too quick, if you don't mind, introduce yourself to everybody.
Well, my name's Bill. I started my channel, like you said, about 3 years ago. And it started out as more or less a way to let family back home know what old Grumpus is up to.
Back home? Where's back home?
Well, back home I was born and raised in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay.
But I've been down in Texas for 40 years.
Yeah.
42 come December.
42 come December, but who's counting, right?
That's right.
You're down toward Houston area, if I remember right.
I'm right on the fringe.
Yeah. So, down there in Uncle Steve's neck of the woods, huh?
Yeah, he just crossed town from me.
Yeah, and I think Misty with... oh gosh, I just drew a blank on her channel name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but
there's quite a few of them around in the Houston area.
Yeah. Well, looks like we got a few more people popping in here. Matt would Teach a Man to Fish. We had him on the other day, and Jules has popped in. Julie Gilpin. Who else? Long's Quest. Skip's popped in here. Cooking Cop and Babe. We're going to have Josh and the Cooking Cop and Babe on next week, Lord willing. Everything works out just fine.
I've been looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Cam and Teresa with Flour, Eggs, and Yeast has popped in here. So, gosh, you got a whole slew of people. Mike, the Dude's Kitchen, man, they're just, they're popping in here. So, good deal, guys. If you have a question, I know Kent's got one here, and I'm going to get it up on the screen here as soon as I can find it again. Y'all are going to have to bear with me and have a little grace here, because Teresa's not able to be here just yet to punch me in the ribs and tell me we've got a question. So, here we go. Kent says, how can Bill eat so much chicken fried steak?
I just want to be like Kent when I grow up.
Yeah, that's right. We got something to look forward to, don't we?
That's an inside joke. I sat down to a table and I didn't know they'd auto-ordered the ladies' plates. So when I got mine, I guess they were a little taken aback.
Yeah, they made you look bad, didn't they?
Yeah.
Grumpy old Gringo Senior's popped in. Good to have him with us tonight. Let's see, who else did I miss here? Jamie Max popped in from Scotland. And, gosh, my goodness. All right, well, good deal. All right, well, Stephen and Jacqueline. Stephen's in the chat room there. He's our moderator. He usually has everything together for our guest, as far as our channel information and everything. Tonight we've got Grumpus on Fire with us. If you've not been to his channel, be sure and go check him out. Check out his videos. Leave him a thumbs up. Leave him a comment and tell him you've seen him on Mr. Cast Iron's channel. If you're not yet subscribed, I know he'll certainly appreciate that as well. But, just kind of talking a little bit about YouTube. You said you wanted to stay in touch with family, and that's mainly the reason why you started your channel, or were there other reasons?
I had toyed with the idea for several years, and I wasn't really sure which direction I would take it if I ever started it. And when I got my pit, I decided if I don't pull the trigger now, I probably won't.
Yeah.
So I've got people back home that cook, and we're always swapping information back and forth, recipes and stuff. So I thought, well, it's a good time just to jump on board and see what it's all about.
Yeah. Now you say when you got your pit, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I finally pulled the trigger on a Lone Star Grills smoker. I'd been looking at them for probably 8 or 9 years, and finally decided after barbecuing for 30 some years and burning out all these pits, I need to get something that's going to hold up. Maybe outlast me.
Yeah, I watched that video where y'all were moving it off the trailer into the backyard, the back deck and everything. You could tell it was real heavy.
Oh, yeah, they said it's 1,500 pounds, but I think it's heavier than that.
Yeah, I didn't look it up, but where's Willis, Texas at?
Willis is about 45 minutes north of me, and I'm in Spring.
Okay.
So
it's
straight
not
up
a 45 or?
Straight up 45.
Yeah.
I think Kent and CJ went there when they come into town.
Charlie's got a question here too. You got to beware now, Charlie. Pickles. You got to keep an eye. Matter of fact, you got to keep both eyes on Charlie. You know that. So he says, has he had Asian Cajun? Asian. I can't hardly even read that. Asian Cajun in the Houston area.
Asian Cajun? I don't. Yeah. If I did, I didn't know that's what it was.
Oh, Charlie, we love you, man. Oh, my goodness. Well, tell us a little bit about that pit, a little bit. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to do that, other than it burning out, other ones burning out. I mean, I'm sure you shopped around. What were some of the reasons why you decided to go with that?
It finally hit me that about every 3-4 years I was buying new smokers or grills and stuff, because I just burn them up. Because I cook a lot outside, and I thought, well, I'd get something that's like I said, going to outlast me for a while.
Yeah.
And one thing led to another, and it ended up being major overkill. But it's what they say: buy once and cry once. So that's what I've done.
Yeah, I can understand that, no doubt about it.
but I gotta say, after 3 years, I haven't been sorry. I'm famous for having buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
And this is one of the few items that I haven't had any second thoughts about buying it.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I mean, is there any other things that you cook on, or is that basically all that you cook on?
That's pretty much it. Every time I get the urge to maybe look at something else, I try to figure out a way to see if this will fit the bill. I got a small backyard. I can't put 8 or 9 pits everywhere. The wife will go nuts.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Mine goes nuts with the amount
of
cast iron.
I have done a lot of stuff on this smoker that I don't know that it was designed for, but it's holding up.
Yeah.
And I've been throwing a lot of stupid stuff at it.
Yeah. You care to elaborate on that any?
Well, I've built fires in the wrong end before to replicate pit barrel cookers. I just recently figured out a way to hook a rotisserie up over the firebox. I built big fires in the end of it and used the chamber as an oven just to bake things. So I've abused it, but it's hanging in there.
Yeah, I think I just missed a question here. Oh, let's see. No, I apologize, folks, if I missed your question. Bear with me. Be sure and put at Mr. Cast Iron in front of it, or 3 or 4 question marks. And if I don't get to it in several minutes, do it again. You're not going to upset me by that. I may have missed it, but anyway. Now, is this cooking and barbecuing? You said you've been doing that for about 40 years or so.
Yeah.
How did you get started doing that? Was that something that, because you don't look like you're more than 45 years old, so, was it your mom or your dad or somebody? Your mom or your dad or somebody, your grandma
No,
taught you?
When I moved to Texas and started eating barbecue, I thought, man, I need to figure out how to cook this. And my first smoker was an old Smoky. I bought it at the hardware store.
Yeah.
And because I lived in an apartment at the time, that's about all I had room for. And I've had various offsets. I've had gas. I've had charcoals. Like I said, about every 3 or 4 years, I'm burning them up. And you start figuring up $300-400 a pop.
Yeah.
Over a period of a decade or two, you've already paid for a nice pit. You just don't have it yet.
That's true, no doubt about it. I guess that's kind of why I like cast iron. It's hard to burn them out. I guess
That's
you
right.
could, but I haven't done it yet. So, I've had them.
But it's fun trying.
Yeah. I've seen some. Matter of fact, I've been working on one. I got to finish it up. But it was actually some folks here in town, and the guy's mother is a classmate of Teresa's. And anyway, her dad and stepmother, the house caught on fire, and the only thing they were able to salvage was these 2 skillets for the most part. And he got in touch with me, watches my channel, and he went to school with my stepson, Teresa's son, Noah. And anyway, it's a small community, so everybody knows everybody here. We all know each other. But anyway, he got in touch with me. He said, "Hey, Mike," he said, do you think you can do anything with these? Just give it a try. I don't care how long it takes you or whatever it takes. I just like, it's sentimental for being grandmas. So I told him I'd give it a whirl. And boy, I'll tell you what, when they're in the fire like that, that's tough. You can't hardly destroy them, but you sure can put some burn marks on them. And one of them had that. I hear somebody in here. Teresa, is that you? I think somebody's slipping in the back here, Bill. But anyway, let's talk a little bit more about your channel. You, of course, naturally you do a lot of food stuff. Have you ever decided to do any other things, going any other direction, or you basically just have always been a food channel?
Well, I'm kind of I'll probably keep it food. I've noticed that my little DIY projects, people really seem to like those.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a tinkerer at heart. I've done stuff around the yard, things like that. I've toyed with whether or not I should put a video up about it.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to keep things simple. I'm not looking for a second job.
Yeah, I understand that. And YouTube can be a job at times.
It can turn into it real quick.
Yeah, yeah. I've noticed on most of your videos, or not most, but quite a few of them are fairly lengthy. Do you do that for a reason, or is there?
Yes, I do. I try to, when I do my videos, I'm imagining somebody's finding me for the very first time. Maybe somebody that just come back from the big box store with a new cooker, and they need some detail.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can get a little long-winded, but at the end, I want to know or feel like that whoever watched this could fire up their pit tomorrow and do it.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I know, and man, I certainly agree to that. Some of the big wigs sometimes in YouTube say, there for a while they were saying, well, you need to do longer videos, and then they'd come back, a month or 2 or 3, 6 months, a year later,
Exactly.
and say, well, now you need to do shorter videos, and this, that, and the other. But I just think you need to do what you're doing, and people are going to watch it or they're not. And
I think some stories just take longer to tell.
yeah, that's true.
And I know a
Guys
lot
like
of
me and you
times
are a little long-winded.
I've run searches and tried to find a video on what I'm trying to do, and they start out good, and all of a sudden they're at the end, and you don't know what happened in the middle.
Yeah.
And I just try to fill that void in without dragging it out too long. So I try to keep my stuff down around 18, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just long-winded.
Yeah. Little Eric's popped in here. I don't know if you're familiar with Little Eric
I
or
am.
not. Yeah,
I'm subscribed to Little Eric.
he's a great little chef, man. He's coming on up. He's got probably close to 700 subscribers now, so he's moving up quick.
He is.
Charlie says, how did you get started wearing Hawaiian shirts, and have you ever been to Hawaii? If so, did you go for the seafood or the spam?
I've never been to Hawaii. I don't know, when I got out of the corporate world and didn't have to wear a tie and a jacket, I was old enough. I didn't care who I embarrassed. So my wardrobe is mainly these kind of shirts.
Yeah, I'm the same way with overalls. I just don't care who it embarrasses or whatever.
I'm old enough now. I don't care.
That's the way I am too. There's a story behind me wearing overalls, but anyway, for years, my dad, that's about all he wore. He was a carpenter, and my grandpa, his dad, was a craftsman, they called him back in those days, and had a blacksmith shop, and they worked on a lot of stuff in the blacksmith shop during the Depression and different things, and they built all kinds of stuff. And my dad just kind of went in the direction of residential construction, and I kind of followed along with that I didn't have no choice, up until I got old enough that I didn't want to. And my dream and passion was always to be a long haul truck driver and own my own truck. And ever since I was about 8 years old, that's what I wanted to do. And I was able to do that. I started working for hire at 18 and bought my first truck at 24. And I've owned many other trucks since then over the years, and finally sold out back in 1999. And I still drive. I just don't go long haul. I've been everywhere. I've been all 48 states and Canada time and time again. And, I'm just old, tired, and wore out. But the overalls, getting back to that, my dad wore carpenter overalls, which kind of almost looks like a train engineer overalls in a sense.
Right.
They're striped like that. And he wore them all the time. But how I got started, I was driving for a guy here after I sold out. I got to working for a little young guy that was up and coming, and he needed some help. So I went to work for him, driving locally. And a friend that worked there with us, he wore overalls all the time. And I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I'm too deep in it now. I got to go with it, Bill. But we were washing our trailers out, and because we haul, food grade products and fertilizer and different things. So we may haul corn or soybeans or something like that. And we'd have to wash out every time before we hauled fertilizer or whatever. So you have to climb up in the back of the trailer and do that. Well, he was heavier set than I am. And like I said, he wore overalls. And at the time I didn't. And I said, well, Tim, I said, you hand me the water hose and I'll wash your trailer out. So I climbed up, grabbed the ladder on the back of the trailer and started climbing up there. Well, my blue jeans kind of slid down, and he screamed out, butt crack, and just laughed, man. I mean, he just belly rolled. And that got me tickled. And he said, now, Mikey, you see why I wear overalls. You'll never see my butt crack.
That's funny.
Well, anyway, later on, he ended up, he had an aneurysm in his stomach, and it burst, and he later on passed away. And his wife asked me to do his funeral. And at the time I was teaching a men's Bible study, and he was in it. and I knew they were going to bury him in overalls, so I bought me a pair of overalls to do his funeral, and I've just been wearing them ever since. But
Well, they look pretty comfortable.
yeah, they are. Wow. Anyway, let's get back to you. I was just too deep. I could not tell that story. A lot of people may know that. They may not have ever heard that before, but that's how that kind of got started. But so, I was just kind of curious on your videos, Bill. Of course, I know you some of them are kind of lengthy and different things, but how do you record them? And do you use any kind of external mic or anything like that when you're recording?
I have an old Canon video camera that we've had around here probably 8 or 9 years. That was another deciding factor starting the channel because I already had the camera. I did pretty quickly buy a lav mic. I got a Rhodes lav mic that I use.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Me and a camera and a mic.
Yeah. Now, does anybody help you record, or do you do all this on your own?
I do it all myself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a challenge sometimes to do it all by yourself, isn't it?
It is, because I've generally got the video in my head. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
So a lot of these different shots, I've shot, it takes 30 seconds to see it on the channel, and it may have taken 45 minutes to shoot.
Yeah, I understand. Sure do. All of us do here probably, but Matt with Teach a Man to Fish says, outside of Texas, where's your favorite regional style of barbecue?
Regional style of barbecue?
Yeah, you got your Kansas City, you got your Texas, you got your South Carolina, North Carolina type, Memphis style, and
I would probably lean towards the southeastern Carolina style, the vinegar-based stuff.
Yeah.
I've had barbecue in Kansas. It was pretty good, but I thought they were kind of dry.
Yeah.
I'm a sauce guy. I like the barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been to Rodney Scott's place over in North Carolina or South Carolina, right there on the border, wherever it is. Yeah, and it was pretty good.
Yeah. Charlie's lying again. He said he's short-winded, so let's see. Cam V says, "Teach a man to fish. There's only Texas barbecue, at least when you live there." Yeah, that's right. Same way with chili, right? So
pretty much.
Papa Texas has popped in, so good to have Papa with us. Who else? Madwood Barbecue, good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Who else have I missed here? I'm trying to scroll down through here. Gosh. Anyway, I think we caught up on the questions there. I hope we have anyway.
Y'all, I'm not ignoring the chat. It's just hard for me to stay focused.
It is hard, It's it's hard to sit here, ask questions, talk to the guests, look at the chat room, look at questions, and read them. It's a challenge. But anyway, Craig from Behind the Garage popped in. He's a good friend of ours. Good to see Craig back with us tonight. And Carrie, Virginia Chick Off-Road's in with us. So guys, like I said, if you have any questions for Bill, be sure and pop them in the chat room here. A friend of ours, Samantha Lewis, has popped in. Good to have her. And wow, Carla having fun. Never had Carla having fun here, but good to have you with us. And so, but what was talking about your videos now? What was one of the videos that you had the most trouble recording?
Oh gosh, the most trouble. Let's see, it was a recent one. I think it was any time I have to voice over, I find those pretty difficult.
Really?
Because I'm generally writing my thoughts down and my notes, and I go through and lay down an audio track, and then that's the first thing I put in my editing software, and then I'm trying to match up video to it.
Yeah.
And I find those really, really hard. Take a lot of time.
What do you use to edit your videos with?
Right now I'm using Adobe Premiere.
Really? You like that?
Yeah, I like it. It does everything I want it to do. I'm trying to pull off of it because I want to get into DaVinci Resolve,
Yeah.
but it is so much different. It's hard to unlearn one program and jump into another one.
Well, why? What is it that you like or don't like about Adobe, and why are you wanting to switch to Resolve?
Well,
If you
for
don't mind.
years I wanted to learn Adobe. I wanted to learn Premiere, and starting the channel forced me into doing that. So after 3 years, I've gotten to where I can kind of find my way around a little bit. But it's a subscription base, and so you're paying every month for it. And I just want to get away from that. DaVinci Resolve has one of the best color balancing aspects of any software out there, and it's free.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I'm trying to wean myself off. In fact, I've got a playlist on my channel of cutting the cord from Adobe.
Yeah.
It's got like 20 videos in it. But like I said, it seems like I'm always in a crunch to try to get the videos out, and I'm just going to have to pull the plug one day and just force myself to do it in the new software and learn that.
Are you already working with Resolve to try to get a feel for it, or?
I've loaded it up. I've played with it, but you really don't learn anything until you start a project.
Right. Yeah.
And once you start a project, see it through to the end, and that forces you to learn and look up the problems and solutions and things like that.
Yeah. Leprechaun TV, Lep's popped in. It's good to have Lep with us. So, well, how much time? We talked about not making this a full-time job, but how much time do you spend on your channel or creating content in a week's time or a month's time, for that matter?
Well, generally, it takes me about a week to edit a video that I shot that weekend. And my goal has always been to try to put a video out about every 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes I don't do that. This summer, I've been pretty bad about that. We've been really busy at work, and I just haven't had the time.
Yeah.
But I think my average is about a video a month.
Yeah. How many total videos do you have? Do you remember?
I don't even know. I'm guessing it must be around 30 or something.
I thought I had that. It was 30 or 32, something like that. I forget now.
Yeah.
I had that somewhere.
I'm just counting the months.
Yeah, but I mean, to get almost 3,000 subscribers with 30 videos, that's pretty good.
I've been very fortunate to have the followers that I have. I don't quite understand it, but I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, your thumbnails look good. You put out good information. You've cooked just about anything there is to cook, I think.
Well, I've burned up a lot of stuff in my lifetime.
Now, the old boys that was helping you unload that heavy sucker, did you have to cook for them?
I have cooked for them. Yeah, one of them, the guy with the truck, he was my foreman at work, and he worked for me. And so I hired him to get his trailer and bring it over. And then the other guy in the video was my stepson.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us knew what we were getting into.
That's usually the way that goes, isn't it?
And the funny thing is, it took us most of the afternoon to move it. I mean, the video doesn't show how much time it took.
Yeah.
But we got the thing set into place and realized in our excitement, we never even thought about taking out the grates and taking out all the any weight that we could have unloaded possible. We never even thought about it. So the whole contents was all there at once.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that sucker looks heavy, no doubt about it. This is kind of maybe an odd question, maybe not, but this is different. Creating videos and being behind camera and being on a microphone and be out in front of people. I know even some in the chat room, do videos without showing their face or whatever. And some people do show their face, but how did you come about overcoming the initial fear of being on camera, or did you even have a fear of it?
I don't think I have.
You don't think you've ever overcome it?
I don't think I've overcome it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, my whole family, they shake their head about the whole YouTube thing because they know I'm a pretty shy person.
Yeah.
I don't do good in crowds, and I'm a pretty private person. And for me to jump on YouTube and try to expose myself to the world and set myself up to ridicule and all that kind of stuff, they don't understand it, and it's just something I wanted to try to overcome a few fears.
Yeah.
And it was something to have fun.
Well, it's interesting that you say that. Have you had any ridicule or any negative or bad comments or derogatory comments toward you or anything like that on
I have been so fortunate that the people that leave comments is they've supported me, and they've held me up on a pedestal, and they encourage me, and I really haven't had a lot of negative stuff.
Yeah.
I think in 3 years I've had to block 2 people, and that was just because of profanity and stuff like that.
Right.
And but I am so grateful for the people that watch my stuff and the comments that they leave.
Yeah.
It's been pretty positive for me.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, when you have people that think enough of you or your content to subscribe to it, pretty much they're going to be great followers, and this is the greatest community that I've ever been a part of. As far as social
I don't
media.
understand it. I'm just a guy in the backyard showing what I'm doing that weekend.
Yeah. And I mean, people are always very nice and leave great comments, other than Charlie, but but anyway.
Yeah, but he lowered the bar for all of us.
I know, that's why we keep him around. We love him, but he's lying again here. Watch this one here. He says I'm shy. True story. So, but anyway, but yeah, I always like, and I haven't done that. I've had that question for a long time, but I sometimes overlook it, and I was just curious about that. I know the first time I was ever making my very first video, and that's been several years ago now, but I tell you what, you talking about sweating, I mean, just profusely underarm sweat and just nervous, and there she is. There's Mrs. Cast Iron.
There she is.
Hey, I've got you set up there already.
Show's complete now.
Yeah, she tries to keep me in line. It's a full-time job, but I've got papers on that. She signed up for it, so.
Oh yeah. Boy. And he wasn't wearing overalls when I met him.
She knows the story on the overalls.
Oh, too well.
And, but anyway.
That's fine. I love him anyway.
Oh, you haven't been in the kitchen since I've been cooking, have you?
I have been in the kitchen.
Okay. Well, and you still love me anyway?
I had some of that to eat.
I didn't make it I didn't get it too dirty. Been cooking all day today, Bill. You?
No, I took the day off. I did cook yesterday outside.
Yeah. I've got a couple things in my head I've been trying to push out, and I like to try to do one video a week if I can. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I do more than that, but there's sometimes with the type of work I do, that I may go 14 or 15 days before I can get one out. So
well, my hat's off to anybody who can put one out a week.
Yeah, I've been trying to. Have you ever seen my channel?
Yes, I have.
It's not hard to do, Bill.
Yes.
Oh, man. I guess I can laugh at myself, kind of.
It still takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it does, and we have a lot of fun at it. I mean, she helps me when she can. There's times that she can't, but
you've been good partially.
You've
partially been good,
Steven. So, oh, my buddy, my moderator, Steven. He's my goodness.
I should get to be here on time after this month.
Stephanie, Gender Snap Kitchen says being shy makes it super difficult to get started. It's tough for me every week.
I understand that.
Now, Stephanie, she is a faceless channel. She doesn't show her face.
I know.
we got her on video here though. I interviewed her, so I know what she looks like. But now, Stephanie, if you will answer this in the chat room. Now, are you talking about it's tough to get started every week to make a video, or it's tough every week to decide whether you want to show your face or not?
She's very pretty.
She is, and I don't know why she.
I know.
But I mean, it's intimidating sometimes for people. Yeah. You know, and Teresa was that way for a long time. She would not have ever been sitting right here with me. Well, I'll let her tell the story. I mean,
I've already told it.
Well, Bill didn't hear it, so.
Well, it was just hard. I mean, it's still hard for me. It really is. I'm just kind of really self-conscious and always have been. And I can talk in a group, but not with a lot of people. And so it is hard for me. And so I understand that. Yeah. I really do. But after I had COVID and I really wasn't sure if I was going to make it, really, I was very sick. I just decided I was going to get up and live life and, go
do
on and do it. And, and be with Mike and support Mike, because I try to support him in everything he does. And I felt like I was missing out, and I decided I was going to be a part of it, and do it with him. So
well, that's great.
Yeah.
But you do a great job. You don't need to have any fears.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've always tried to put myself into situations that challenge me on my shyness and quietness. Mm-hmm. I mean, still, when I get in a room full of people, I'm usually the one off on the side watching.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty quiet like that too.
You are quiet. I'm the politician.
She said I can't believe that I do what I do here,
I know, I really can't.
Because I'm like you, Bill, in a lot of ways, until I get to know someone, I'm pretty quiet. I'll sit back and observe what's going on, like I was saying about Charlie, you got to keep both eyes on him. I keep both eyes on most people. But no, and I mean, I enjoy this. This is a lot of fun. We've gotten to know a lot of good people, and it's helped other people here in the chat room get to know other people. I get text and comments from time to time. I get kind of down. I'll just be honest with you, everyone here in the chat room, and just tell you I've been close to quitting this. And every time I have that thought in my mind, someone will leave me a comment or send me a text or something and say, man, I sure appreciate what you're doing for this community. And, helping us to get to know one another and get to know other cooks better, because we do get to see your video. We see what you're cooking and we see what you're going through to make that. But to get to know you a little more personal, we don't get that unless we have some kind of format like this.
That's right. You've got a great show.
You see some up there? What you got something go on up. There's some up there.
Yeah, Daddy Dutch got one here. Did I miss another one?
I think. Did you miss hers?
Whose?
Right there.
It was tough to start. What, Bill?
I was reading Kent.
Yeah. It's tough to start my channel. I doubt I'll ever show my face. I, too, am very self-conscious. Yeah. We love you anyway, Stephanie.
And you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful person.
He said, I hate being in front of the camera, but when you are this good looking, you got to give the viewers what they want.
Moneymaker.
Oh, hashtag moneymaker. Get her done, Kent. Wow. I can't touch that. That'd be something like Billy at Strong's Adventures.
There you go.
What do you say? We all watched to see if Mrs. Cast Iron, not Mr.
There you go. Thank you.
I think I'm going to block him. Might just have to block him. Pickle says, Grumpus is highly grounded. What were your wilder day stories like? Did you have some wild days? I'm sure you did. We all have.
Oh, we all did growing up. I 20s and stuff, riding motorcycles and getting in trouble and chasing women and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, look out now.
Sounds like you.
Hey, we're not talking about me. We're talking about him.
After a while, you just get tired.
Yeah. used to ride till I had a pretty bad wreck, and I haven't ridden since. But what did you used to ride years ago?
I had a Yamaha 650.
Yeah.
I traded that in for a Kawasaki 900.
Oh, wow.
In fact, let's see, that was a 74 model. That's the one I moved to Texas in.
Yeah.
I had a little pull behind trailer and loaded up my motorcycle and left on a Friday and started my new job on a Monday.
That old Cowway 900, it'd run about 50 mile an hour better, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, if you wanted it to. But you know, once I got into Texas, I kind of lost interest in it because it's so much construction and so sandy down here.
Yeah.
That the roads were always slippery and slimy, and you're eating sand on the way home, and I finally got rid of it. I've got an old motorcycle out in the garage now. It hadn't been backed out in 20 some years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been off them 12 years now, I guess. What did I miss?
I think, are there some more people in? Oh, there's Samantha.
Yeah, I seen Samantha.
Okay, there's someone down here. Keep going down. Ignore some of those.
You're awful bossy.
I know it. You've missed me, haven't you? Okay.
You got time to make a.
Oh, there's Lana Pinch of Cooking.
There you
So
go.
yeah,
There
we
you
did
go.
miss Lana. So
I thought
Lana.
you did.
Yeah. All right. Kent's got another one. I had the pleasure of meeting Bill in February and can't wait to see him again this February.
neat.
So yeah.
Well, the feeling's mutual, Kent. I had a ball meeting you and CJ, and I hope to meet you guys again, and maybe a bunch of other people this February.
What goes on in February?
I don't know.
That's the Houston barbecue cook-off.
Oh,
that's
neat.
rodeo season and all that.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's something we'd like to do. I see Papa Texas there. We were going to try to meet up with him. I went down to McKinney where Papa Texas lived. My brother got married, but man, we were in and out real fast. I'd got in touch with Coleman, grilling and chilling with Coleman. He lives up in Bonham, which is not too far away from McKinney. And I was going to try to get together with these guys, and it just didn't work out. But, you know, that's something that Teresa and I have both talked about we'd like to do. You know, we've met a lot of people here online, but we'd like to get out and get to where we can meet people in person. What is it? Billy? Is he?
No, right here.
Oh, yeah. Pickle says what happens in February stays in February. So.
That may be true.
Yeah. Hey,
no.
we can do that. Yeah. So,
Well, that's supposed to do together.
Oh, we got to do this together. Kent says, I meant to say hello earlier, but the call came in. Good to see you. So, yeah, good to see you. All right. Well, let's kind of get back to this here and kind of get a little bit more about it. Now, we talked about the hardest one, but which one of the videos did you have the most fun creating?
Probably the most fun was I hung some ribs in the vertical smoker, and built a fire under it in tribute to Phil and Florence. Yeah. Because that was one of his favorite methods, and when he passed on, several of us did little tribute videos, and I had a lot of fun doing that one.
Yeah.
It was something different. He'd been trying to get me to build a fire in that other end for quite a while, and that was the first time I did it. And everything turned out great.
Yeah. Booger had posted something earlier about someone else that just recently passed away, and I've been cooking and trying to get this show put together, and I couldn't even tell you exactly who it is or what happened just yet, but they said he made a video just yesterday or day before or whatever, and he passed away. But anyway, yeah, it's unfortunate. I watched several. Phil, I didn't know him as well as many of you guys did, but I enjoyed his channel. Sure did.
He was retired and just living life large.
Yeah.
He was kind of a tinkerer too.
Yeah. Lewis has popped in from our Shack Barbecue out in Washington area, so good to have Lewis with us. I need to try to talk to him, get him on the show here sometime. I interviewed Gary with GT Barbecue, and he told me to holler at Lewis, and I hadn't done that yet, but I need to do that. Lewis, look for an email. I'm going to be shooting you an email here So, but anyway, let's kind of move on here a little bit, guys. If you got any questions for Bill, be sure and pop them in the chat room here. If you've not yet been to his channel, be sure and go over and check out his channel and watch some of his videos, and leave him a thumbs up and a comment. Tell him you seen him on Mr. Cast Iron's channel. If you've not yet subscribed to him, I know he'll certainly appreciate that. And likewise here, if you're not giving us a thumbs up, it helps us as well. And be sure and give us a thumbs up. Let's see. Papa said that was Bubba Lowbuck that passed away. So I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with his channel.
I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah. He was kind of, I think, if I remember right, he was kind of like more of a prepper type channel.
Okay.
Papa, you can correct me if I'm wrong on all that. But anyway, on your videos now, do you do any shorts?
I have not. I've thought about it, but it takes me longer than 30 seconds to say hello.
Yeah.
So I probably won't be doing any shorts.
You might ought to try that. You might just get on there and say, hello.
That's a pretty good idea.
There you go. you may go viral. Who knows, But anyway, Brian Little Arts Barbecue Outdoor Cooking popped in, so good to have Little Arts Barbecue with us tonight. But well, how about music? Do you play any music on your videos?
Yeah. I probably search as hard for the right tunes to put on my videos as I do the editing part.
Yeah. You think it helps you or hurts you any?
It's what I like, so that's all I worry about.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, we talked about your cooker earlier and your smoker and everything, but do you have anything else? I think I may have asked you this earlier, but do you have anything else that you cook on, or that's a favorite piece of cooking equipment?
Well, I mean, I use a gas grill through the week. If the weather's nice, I'll cook outside almost every night.
Yeah.
And the gas grill is pretty fast.
Yeah.
I come home tired from work. I can fire the thing up, throw the food on it, and I'm in and out pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty handy sometimes.
So there's the argument that charcoal's almost as fast, but almost is still not as fast as gas.
That's true. Billy's got a question for you. Says, what's your favorite YouTuber to watch? And it doesn't have to be about barbecue.
Probably I watch Sailing Doodles. It's a guy that had some labradoodles at one time, and he just sails. He is a YouTuber, but he sails around the Caribbean with a good looking crew.
Yeah.
I like Peter McKinnon for his video content, just to try to learn from things he's doing.
Yeah.
But most of my time is taken up watching my fellow YouTubers on their barbecue, trying to keep up with their cooks.
Yeah. Well, you talked about learning some things from Peter McKinnon. I watched several, different things to learn a little bit. But on YouTube now, is there anything that frustrates you, or that you have trouble or you're struggling with to figure out, or you wish was different as far as from a creator standpoint?
You mean in YouTube itself?
Mm-hmm.
I wish the analytics were a little easier to understand and figure out. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to them other than just looking at subscriber count and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really get in it to make a career. I to be honest with you, when I started it, I had 5 years to retirement, and I thought if I could find something that would self-support itself when I retired, then I wouldn't have to justify spending money on a hobby.
I understand.
We're not there yet.
We're working on it though, one video at a time, right?
I got high hopes.
Yeah, there you go. I understand that. Hey, what's one kitchen hack that you could share with us, or one cooking hack? Let me say it that way.
A cooking hack. Geez. I don't know that I have a hack. I mean, I'm not sure I'm following the question.
Give me an
Well,
example.
I mean, like for a cast iron, say, well, for like your barbecue, what's some kind of shortcut or a hack that you could share with someone that they may not know? Like for cast iron, I mean, maybe one for mine would be don't throw cold meat in a hot cast iron skillet. Be sure and have it room temperature, or have a little grease in it or something like that that keeps it from sticking and burning. But
Well, I mean, I mean, when I build my fires, I try to keep them low and build up to the heat, gradually, because it's a whole lot harder to cool the pit down than it is to throw another log in there and warm it up.
yeah,
So make sure the pit's ready before you put your protein on.
yeah.
Because people don't realize when you throw that meat on, that cools your pit down.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready yet, if you rush the process, you're just going to chase temperatures all day, and you're going to be frustrated. And the end result will usually show it.
Yeah. Matt's curious about what type of work you did in the corporate world.
I worked the major oil company, and I ran the maintenance department and the construction division. So when these big companies, they rent these high rises. A lot of times they'll just gut out a whole floor and rebuild it back to serve their purpose. And I ran all of that, and then we ran all the maintenance for the building too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you work downtown Houston or
Yes.
on a lot of that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie's asking, what's your favorite book?
I don't read.
have
I wait
time.
for the movie.
Waits for the
I'm
movie.
jealous. I'm jealous of anybody that has time to sit down and read.
Yeah, really.
Me too.
Matt says his favorite hack is his garlic peeler.
Yeah.
He's got a little silicone type. It looks kind of like, these little handles that.
I've got one of those.
Yeah.
It works really well.
Yeah. I was watching one of his videos and he was doing that. It's pretty cool.
Looks like a piece of garden hose.
Well, yeah, I think I could take one of my silicone handles, just cut the end out of it.
There you go.
And that would work, wouldn't it? Surely.
I want a spatula.
Oh, she wants a spatula. Matt, you got me. You got me in trouble with that spatula you made out of a cast iron skillet, and she found somebody else on TikTok or somewhere.
TikTok.
Now she's wanting me to start making spatulas. So, you guys are causing work for me. But that's
we're going to redo the kitchen first.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, all right. Let's talk a little bit about food and things. We've been here almost an hour. Are you able to stay with us for a little bit?
I'm here for the night.
Okay, good deal. All right, guys, we've got Bill with Grumpus on Fire with us tonight. So if you've not yet been to his channel, be sure and go check him out. Check out his videos, watch them, give him a thumbs up, leave him a comment. And if you have not yet subscribed to him, I know he'll certainly appreciate that as well. But what's one of your favorite foods to cook, Bill?
I've got a pasta dish that I do with shrimp and clams and kind of a what do they call it, pescanuska or pesca, something like that. It's a pasta with a cream sauce, has capers and a variety of seafood in it. And generally, when I have company come in, they usually want that one time while they're here.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it does. Sure does. What was one of the hardest things you've ever cooked?
Probably my first brisket.
Yeah, brisket's
It turned out like a rock.
Looked good though.
Never spent so much time and was so disappointed at the same time.
Yeah, well, can you share your wisdom with us now? What would you do or not do for a
Slow
brisket?
that fire down.
Yeah.
Cool that fire off and just realize you're in it for the duration. The meat will tell you how long it's going to take.
Yeah. Our buddy Uncle Steve's popped in here.
Hey, Uncle Steve.
So good to have him with us.
You talk about somebody that takes care of the community. Uncle Steve, He's hard to beat. He's taking over the world one shake at a time.
One shake at a time. That's good. No
That's
doubt
right.
about it. Chad M has popped in, so good to have Chad with us. Who else did I miss there? Did I miss somebody?
No, maybe not.
What was that they put? Puttanesca. Wait a minute. Pickle says
Puttanesca, that's it.
Puttanesca. It's the pasta of the ladies.
Oh,
I better get that off of there.
you know better.
Charlie.
You know you're supposed to.
I know. I got to read
censor
Charlie's
his.
comments
You
before
have
I
to
ever put them
censor
up on the
his.
screen. Lord, I
didn't
apologize.
I did not point to that.
Be
one.
with the starving pygmies down in New Guinea, you know. Please forgive me. But anyway.
Oh goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a new question?
What's your favorite food to eat?
I probably like pork ribs best.
Do you really? Oh.
If I could, have my choice of anything, probably pork ribs or maybe even a beef rib.
Yeah. What's one food that you have never eaten that you would like to?
Oh gosh, that would probably fall into some Oriental or African type dishes that I'm not even smart enough to know what to ask for.
Yeah. Uncle Steve says, how big is the biggest chicken fried steak you've ever eaten? I think that come up a little earlier, didn't it?
Does he eat chicken fried steak a lot?
I'm making fun of my man steak.
Yeah. They all ordered ladies' portions, and he got a
They
man.
did. But I didn't know it.
Yeah. That's awful. I got a question for you now. This is serious business. You know, we cause controversy when we do this, but I've got to ask you, you know, since you're here with us, you're subject to the torment as well. But is it okay to put pineapple on a pizza?
Not my pizza.
No.
No. Not his pizza.
Okay, not a pineapple fan. So
I won't take it off of yours, but just don't put it on mine.
Just leave it on your side.
hashtag Bill don't like pineapple on his pizza. So that's good. All right. Well, since you're in Texas, but you're an implant from Indiana, I got to ask you: beans or no beans in chili?
No beans.
No beans.
My last video was a chili video.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No beans.
Yeah. I had to ask though. You know, I like it both ways. Really, I do. I like beans.
I can too. I can take it either way.
Yeah.
I'm no.
I haven't met a bowl of chili I didn't like.
No, I
Yeah.
haven't eaten. Well, no, I can't say that, man. We went to a chili cook-off one time.
Oh.
Man, they had a wild imagination. Some of them did, but anyway.
That one put chocolate in
Yeah.
his. It was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, several people do that. What do you drink with dinner? Since you're taking a drink, I just gotta ask.
That's just Coke.
What'd he say?
You
That's
drink
just-
Coke with dinner?
Yep, that's just Coke. Sometimes I have a beer. Sometimes I have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Depends on my mood and what I'm eating.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you. I got to ask you another serious question now. This is kind of crazy in a way, and some people don't understand it. Some people get it. But is cereal considered a soup?
I thought I marked that one off.
No, you didn't mark it out.
I have never heard that question before.
Because it's just crazy. It just isn't a.
I love it.
Gazpacho cornflakes.
Shouldn't even be a question.
Oh man, that gets Teresa every time. Oh wow. All right. Well, I'll bypass that one. I'll let it go. But
I don't have an answer.
Because it's just silly.
well, it's really not. I mean, it even makes the soup sound when you get down to the end of your cereal and you take that bowl and you stick it up there and you go like that. I mean, it's you know. I mean, Karen just popped in the kitchen with Karen. She knows what I'm talking about, probably. But anyway, you drink coffee?
Yes, sir.
You like your coffee?
I like it black, but in the last few years, I've got to add a little cream to it. My stomach can't just handle it black anymore.
Huh.
Okay.
I read the other day to drink it black to lose weight. But anyway,
Well, obviously, I haven't I haven't had black in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
me either.
Yeah. I like it. Hamburgers or hot dogs? Which one do you prefer?
Hamburgers.
How do you like your hamburger? What do you put on them usually?
Got to have bacon, onion, a couple times of cheese.
A couple kinds of cheese, huh?
You can hold the tomato and the lettuce back if you want to.
Yeah. What kind of cheese do you prefer?
Usually Swiss and sharp cheddar.
Yeah.
Blue
Awesome.
cheese is pretty good too.
Oh yeah, it really is. I made a blue cheeseburger video, I think, didn't I? Or did I? I think I did. Been a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You did.
Long time ago. Now on those burgers, what do you like as far as your sauces? What are you a mustard guy? Ketchup, mayonnaise? What do you like on your?
I have my moods, but generally it's mustard. If I'm making it, it's probably mustard and ketchup. If the wife's going to make it and bring it to me, it's usually got mayonnaise on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're getting it how she wants it.
Yeah, that's right.
But I don't, somebody fixing it for me. I don't care how it shows up, as long as it shows up.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, when you was a kid, did you eat the crust on the bread, or did you have to peel that off?
No, I ate the crust.
When you was a kid, now also, was there some type of food that you didn't like that you find yourself as an adult that you enjoy now?
Oh yeah. When I was a kid, I couldn't stand eggs.
Really?
Any kind of egg didn't matter if it was over easy, scrambled. If it had eggs in it, I didn't want to eat it.
Yeah. How do you prefer your eggs for breakfast?
Over easy.
Yeah, I do too. I like them that way. Sure enough, bacon.
Gotta have the bacon.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Are you a tater tot, fry, or onion ring type of guy?
Probably French fries.
Yeah. You make your own homemade?
No, I'm not that adventurous.
Oh, that's real easy to do, Bill. I got a video on that, I think. Matter of fact, yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I like to make them home fries, man. That's really good. And cook it in bacon grease too, by the way.
I generally limit my frying to outdoors because I don't want to clean up the kitchen.
Yeah.
See, he's a smart man.
Well,
and a lot of times that means it's through the week, and I'm just, the frozen fries works for me.
Yeah. Brian says he believes oatmeal is a porridge. Can you imagine that?
He might be onto something.
Oh, mercy. All right. How about spicy food? Are you into spicy foods?
Yeah, I can handle. I like a lot more spice than the wife does.
Yeah. What's some of the spiciest foods you've ever eaten?
Let's see. I was at a Thai restaurant once, and they surprised me with some little red peppers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did that one time too.
I don't even remember what I was eating, but I remember the peppers.
Yeah, you remember that experience, don't you?
Oh yeah, it lit me up.
Oh wow.
What are you supposed to drink whenever that happens?
Milk.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Milk.
Yeah. What's one food that you've never eaten that you'd like to try sometime?
Didn't you ask him that one?
No.
Oh.
Well, I think you did, but
You did?
Did I? Well, I might have.
Like I said, that would fall into. I would like to try some African dishes.
Yeah, you're right.
And I would like to try some.
I'm fired.
Some Oriental dishes that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. Well, I've been slacked off here, so I'm slacking on my job. That's my bad. But Teresa's got me sidetracked here. But now, if you were going to a potluck, what would you take?
I've got a casserole I call calico beans.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of hamburger and onions, and I think it's got like 5 different beans in it, and some jalapenos, and something like that. You can heat up, it stays warm for a long time.
Yeah.
It's a good dish to take.
Yeah. Wow. What's the other one I had? I had another one written down here. What's one of your favorite junk foods?
Potato chips.
Potato chips. What's your favorite?
Probably salt and vinegar.
Really? I guess my weakness is probably barbecue tater chips.
Yeah, there's not too many evenings go by I don't have potato chips before I go to bed.
Really? What's your favorite candy bar?
Probably peanut butter cups.
Oh, Reese's peanut butter cup?
Yep.
Yeah. You like ice cream?
Yes, I do.
What's your favorite ice cream?
It's got to be Bluebell homemade vanilla.
Oh,
Really? That
that's
is good.
See,
What?
we have a lot in common.
Yeah.
That's
You
my
know what
favorite.
my favorite ice cream is? No?
What's
He
that?
doesn't care.
He don't care.
You don't care.
Ozark black walnut.
Black walnut. Now that sounds good.
It really is good. Yeah.
Bluebell makes it. Bluebell makes one, and Yarnell's does too.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
you ought to try that sometime. Pretty good.
I'll have to look it up. Is that seasonal? They got it year round.
No.
they got it year round.
Yeah, it's
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Look at there.
What is it?
Don't ever mix. Where did it
Don't
go?
ever mix. Let's see. Let me get it up here. Don't ever mix whipped horseradish with mashed potatoes. Oh, I can imagine. That'd be an experience you wouldn't forget there too, wouldn't it? So, but all right, let's get to a little personal stuff here, and we'll try to wind down here before too long. We've got a few more questions, but what is one thing that no one knows about you or would ever believe or suspect? That you care
Probably, I mean, I'm an animal lover. I've been a koi keeper for 30 some years. I used to raise show dogs.
What kind of keeper?
Koi,
Koi
the
keeper.
Japanese fish.
Oh, really? Huh.
I've got a big pond in the backyard.
Wow.
I've been doing that for 30 some years. I used to raise basset hound show dogs.
Wow.
And not too many people outside of family know about all that.
Hmm.
Wow, well, I
Neat.
appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's neat.
yeah, I love basset hound. One of my sisters, and one of my brothers too. That's pretty much the type of dog they had all their life, you know.
Well, it suited my personality. They just sleep all day and wake up to eat. They had the job I wanted.
That's kind of like Teresa. But, yeah. Well, if you
You're in trouble
well,
now.
I know I might need to ask this question myself, but no, seriously, if you would happen to have one superpower, what would that be?
Superpower. Gosh,
Yeah.
probably you mean like Marvel comics and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, if you could have one type of superpower, what would it be?
I think it'd be kind of cool to be able to heal people.
Oh, wow.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. What was that?
I think my phone went off telling me Mr. Cast Iron was live.
Oh, that's pretty funny right there. What did I miss there? Steve said he was a trained CIA assassin. So,
Oh, that's another secret we didn't know
there
about.
we go.
Nobody's
Yeah.
supposed to know about that. That's a secret.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a secret he can't tell us.
Yeah. Well, what did you want to be when you was a child? When you were growing up, what did you want to be as a child?
Well, I didn't.
When you
I really never had a goal as a kid. I was more focused on getting out of school and going to work. I mean, that's what my generation did.
Yeah.
And so as of today, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up.
Yeah,
See,
I can
me
relate
too.
to that.
Yeah.
You know, we've got another friend in here we interviewed not too long ago. I think he's still here. He may not be. I don't know. Jim's Kids Kitchen. Are you familiar with his channel?
I've heard. I don't think I've seen his stuff.
Yeah. He asked a question one time in the chat room, and so we've made it one of our
Yeah.
questions in our list of questions. But if you could have dinner with anyone, past or present, who would that be?
We're talking famous or anybody?
Anyone.
I would love to sit down with my grandma and have dinner and discuss recipes.
Yeah. Now, did you know her before she passed away?
Oh, I did, yeah. And she took a lot of recipes to the grave with her that I wished I had taken the time to write down.
Yeah.
I watched her make a bunch, so I do what I can off memory.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. See, I had a grandmother and a grandfather on my dad's side that I never met. And I only knew my grandmother on my mother's side. And she lived to be 96 and a half, lived to be 94 by herself. And she cooked every morning. When I used to run the road coast to coast, I'd load usually out of New Jersey most of the time going to California. And I'd stop in Phoenix out there and spend the night with her. And she'd always get up at 4 o'clock every morning. I had to get up, you know. And she'd get up and make a full breakfast every morning. And that's just the way she was raised, you know.
Yeah.
And I wished I would have been able to catch more of her, and even my mother too. I mean, my mom was a good cook, and she was one basically. And I typically ask this question also, but my mother was one that typically taught me how to cook in cast iron. And so I usually ask, you know, who was your inspiration, or who taught you to cook as a child?
Well, I didn't really spend much time in the kitchen growing up. I didn't really get interested in food until I left home and decided, you know, I got to eat something.
Your belly demanded it, didn't it?
So I decided, you know, I can have good food or bad food, and good food wasn't that much of an effort.
Yeah.
And that's what caught my interest.
Yeah.
Hey, Laura.
Yeah. Cypress Blues popped in. Good to have you with us. And so, what I miss? Where are you pointing?
That was what I was
that was it?
trying to
Okay.
get you
All
to see
right.
her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what, talking about childhood, what's one of your favorite childhood memories?
Probably, you know, being from Indianapolis, they had the Indianapolis 500 race every Memorial Day.
Neat.
And in Indianapolis, you either went to the event or you listened on the radio. It wasn't on TV. And that's the one time a year that my dad would fire up an old kettle grill.
Yeah.
And, you know, it'd take all day to do hamburgers and hot dogs and listen to the race on the radio.
Yeah.
And, I kind of miss those starter fluid hamburgers we used to eat.
Yeah, nobody knew better back in those days, did they?
They did taste good.
Oh, they tasted good.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. How would your friends describe you?
Oh, probably a little off the wall and unpredictable. You don't know, never know what I'm going to come up with next.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
That's good. Yeah.
But we generally always have a good time.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, we try to laugh and cut up when we can. You know, we got to laugh to keep from crying sometimes.
That's
You
it.
know,
Yeah.
you got any pet peeves?
Yeah. The paper towels and the toilet paper have to roll from the top.
I'm with you. I am with you.
That's great.
That's
It's so
that's
true.
a shame. That's the first thing I thought of.
That's so true. Lost my glasses on that one.
That I am with you right there.
Me too.
No
I'm
doubt
glad we
about it.
both agree on that.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. Well, other than YouTube, and I think you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but we'll just let you elaborate some. But other than YouTube, do you have any other type hobbies?
Just being outside. I mean, I'm a putterer, and my younger years, I'd build stuff, but now I just kind of maintain them and putter around the yard. I like being outside. I'm hoping to retire here in a few years, and I want to have everything ready to where all I got to do is just tinker and shuffle around and mess with stuff.
Yeah.
But that's about all the hobby I've got is just keeping active and being outside.
What's the best vacation you've ever been on?
I took a cruise. I've taken one cruise to the Caribbean that my wife had planned for months, and I didn't want to go. And she drugged me on that ship, cussing and screaming, and we spent I think 5 days. And I left claw marks on that boat when they pried me off of it.
Yeah.
It was a really good time.
Good.
Yeah, it is.
Didn't see it coming, and it was unexpected, and I look forward to doing it again sometime.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite holidays?
Probably the 4th of July.
Why?
It's my birthday.
Oh, is it really?
I got the day off. It's my birthday. I like. I'm a little bit of a patriot. Like hanging my flag outside. And
Yeah.
the whole thing. All the cooking, junk foods.
Yeah. Me too. As you can see over I got there's my daddy's flag there. I got encased.
Yep.
And then up above there, Teresa's always buying me something to put in my man cave here, and she got me a nice little American flag that I enjoy. That I appreciate that, and of course my dad's flag. That's that and the shells they shot on the at his funeral. I've got the spent casings for that.
That's nice.
I nearly went to jail over them one time. I had them in my pocket, and
the casings.
Yeah, the spent casings, and it was after TSA started monitoring the airports, and I had to catch a flight to. My grandmother I was speaking of earlier had passed away, and I was flying to Phoenix, and they had me take everything out of my pocket. And old boy seen that spent casing. And man, they started getting sideways. I said, and then by then, I started getting sideways. And I thought, oh, this ain't gonna turn out pretty here. And finally, the supervisor come up there. I said, listen, my dad was a POW of the Second World War, and this casing come from his funeral. It's empty. It's spent. You can see there's nothing in it. It's in my pocket, and you're not getting it. And he said, well, Mr. Akers, he said, I understand that. He said, but these type of things we can't have on airplanes anymore. But he let me go with it. I didn't.
You wouldn't be able to do it now.
You probably wouldn't
Why'd
now.
you have that in your pocket?
Well, it was just because it wasn't too long, that.
After.
Yeah, it's just something I carried. And, but anyway, yeah, it was kind of a bad deal. It was about to be bad, but are you a sports fan?
Not really. I get into some of the motorsports if they're on, I'll watch them. But I'm not. I don't plan my day around watching any sports.
Yeah.
I used to watch football quite a bit, but with all the political stuff and things going on, it just.
Yeah, I understand.
I can't watch that many millionaires misbehave.
Yeah, I understand. I watched the Cowboys get spanked a while ago for a little bit. I was cooking and I was catching little bits and pieces of it, but it was just a little bit here and there. Pickles says, "What do you cook for Thanksgiving?"
Well, I usually do a turkey. I've done hams before. I've done, prime rib. Just the stuff everybody does.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll try to put a spin on it. One year I did boneless chicken thighs stuffed with dressing, and just to make something different.
Yeah.
And it's just me and the wife here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
sometimes we'll go out and we'll just go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
We'll make reservations to a nice place and just take the day off. Don't have to clean up the kitchen when you're done. You haven't planned for 3 days what to cook.
Yeah, we're trying to slow down, wind down from cooking so much stuff for the different ones. So, matter of fact, we kind of had a heated discussion about, or I mean, a discussion. I
A
mean,
discussion.
heated discussion
That was right before I left to go to work all
this
day.
morning. Yeah.
He
So,
won,
anyway,
and you were right. He was right.
say that again. Can you
You
say
were
that a little
right.
bit louder?
You
Wait a
were
minute.
right.
Yeah, is everybody?
Make
Mike
sure we're
was
recording this.
Is my microphone
Yeah,
turned
it's
up
on.
here? Yeah. Okay.
You were right. I came back and told you that.
Well,
I
what's
tend
today?
to,
I need to write this down. 11/7. I need to write this down.
I tend to go overboard, and I want everyone there, and then I'm stressed and doing it all.
It's
you
very
know, so
stressful.
It is. So we just we're going to be low key this year, like we were last year. So
And I don't know if you're like me or not, but after cooking all day, I don't have an appetite.
Yeah.
oh, it's just
Even when it's
wears you
time to
out.
sit down and eat, I've done smelt it. I'm fooled with it. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're cooking for we usually have like 50 people if we,
And there's only
Wow.
about 4 of us that cook,
Yeah,
and so
4 of
you're
us
wore out.
and we have to
Yeah.
take it somewhere else because our house isn't big enough. So
Yeah. Are you into music?
Yeah. I mean, I listen to music most of the time if I'm outside in the car.
What kind of music do you like? Do you prefer?
Usually, what's almost always instrumentals.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's going to be smooth jazz or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Kind of the same music you hear on my videos.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something that's playing that I can hear, but I don't have to listen to it.
Yeah. Huh. What's you was talking about my earbuds bothering me here.
not working.
Well, I don't know. Something's going on there. But anyway, of course I know you're a working man and everything. You're trying to head toward retirement. But what's one of your favorite ways to spend the day off?
If I had a day off and I wasn't doing YouTube videos, I'd be sitting on the deck with a cool adult beverage and just watching nature.
Watching the tides roll away.
I got waterfalls in my ponds. I've got the birds come in and drink out of it. I got a big old turtle out there. He's swimming around and just kicking back and then just enjoying the nice day.
Yeah, that sounds relaxing. No doubt about it. All right. Well, we're just about to wind down here. I don't want to keep you much longer. We're about almost an hour and a half into it. But, folks, we got Grumpus on fire with us. If you've not yet been over to his channel to check him out, be sure and do that. And leave him a comment on his videos. And be sure and subscribe if you have not yet, if you like what he's doing. He's got some great content there, and I think you'll certainly enjoy that. But what would you do if you won the lottery? What would you do with the winnings?
Ooh. I'd probably hide half of it from myself and, pay off, like everybody, pay off all the bills, and I would probably give a lot of it away.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what are you most grateful for in life?
Oh, wow. Well, number one, I'm pretty grateful I'm still healthy enough to get around and do the stuff I want to do. I was lucky enough to find my best friend and marry her, and that's not that common anymore.
Yeah.
And I got me a good one. She supports me, in all this YouTube stuff. Takes good care of me, and I don't know. I'm pretty grateful for that.
How long have you guys been married?
Oh gosh,
Uh-oh.
I think we've been married. I'll throw a number out there. I think 17 years.
Yeah, cool. I think we've been married. Well, mine's pretty easy to remember. We picked a date.
You picked the day.
Well, I picked a date I could remember. Being a truck driver, I picked 10/4/14. 10/4 on 2014. So yeah, I got a grip on that. Billy's asking me a question here. Yeah, Billy, shoot me an email. I've got some dates open. Thanksgiving is taken. I've got Josh with Cooking Cop and Babe coming on next week. The week after that, I've got Anna with Cooking the Books, and that'll be the 21st. And then the 28th is open after Thanksgiving, and then all of December is open. So somebody, we're probably going to reach out to Lewis with our shack too. I've got to get to reaching out to a few people because I like to try to keep my pipeline full. But
he's got us all crying.
Yeah,
all the
Grumpus
women
has
are
got me crying. All the women's
gosh.
crying over here.
You can edit that part out, can't you?
Yeah. You're making us look bad, Bill. You're making us.
No, he's giving y'all good tips.
He found his best friend and then married her, making us feel bad. All right, well, we're going to get ready and wind down here. We've certainly had a lot of fun with you. I know Stephen, Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline, our moderator, always has all the information in here. He's got your channel and everything. But what, from your standpoint, what's the best way for us to follow you?
It's going to have to be on YouTube. If you go to my About page, I have my email in there. So you can probably, I'd say email would be the best way because I don't do Facebook or Instagram or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, before we go, is there anything that you would like to say to everyone here in the chat room and certainly to your subscribers before we call it a night?
Well, I'd like to let everybody know how grateful I am for people checking out my stuff. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I mean, I've had nothing but positive comments and a lot of encouragement. And I watch these other guys' channels and learn a lot from them. I hope I'm paying some of it back. But yeah, I'm just grateful for all of you that watches.
Yeah, that's great. Well, guys, we appreciate everyone here in the chat room. And if anyone's watching this on the replay, we certainly appreciate that. Bill, just hang loose here and we'll come
sure.
as soon as we end the broadcast. I want to talk to you a minute. But anyway, folks in the chat room, we appreciate your faithfulness for always being here. And we look forward to seeing you every week. And so we're going to call it a night here. So for Mr. Cast Iron, Mrs. Cast Iron, Bill from Grumpus on Fire, we just want to thank y'all, and y'all have a great night, and we'll be seeing you soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.